Yo. What's good? What's good? It's Stormybman, and I am back. Welcoming you to the Friday Night Chop Session with Stormybman for this Friday, March 15th, 2024. And this is number 237 in the series of Chop Sessions. And we're calling this one simply Hot Topics. Yeah, we are back in the building to talk some boxing once again. I want to say salute to everybody that's out there. Hope you've had a prosperous and progressive week as we enter another weekend where we have a few fight cards scheduled. There are a number of fights on the horizon that people are looking forward to. Maybe we can get into discussing a little bit of those topics this evening. But immediately on the horizon, this coming Saturday, the 16th, we're going to see the return to the ring of one William Zepeda as he comes in, and he's going to be taking on Maxie Hughes in a 12-round lightweight bout that'll take place in Vegas. I had a premiere this morning, breakdown of that fight. Some of you may have had a chance to check it out. If you haven't, I suggest that you go and do so. Give you a little bit of enlightenment as to what you may be expecting when that fight kicks off tomorrow. Then we have some fights coming Sunday evening. A lot of people aren't aware, but it's happening. The return to the ring of Dillian White as he takes on Christian Hammer. And that's Sunday. Then, of course, as the month rounds out, we have more fights. And we'll talk a little bit about that. The month of March is quite busy, and it leads right into a busy April. So at every turn, pretty much, you've got a lot of boxing. And salute to the guys over at Pro Box TV who are bringing fights on Wednesday nights every 2 weeks. Like this week they had a fight. 2 weeks ago they had a fight. And as we tune in to Pro Box TV, something very familiar about Pro Box as their broadcast brings familiarity of the days of Tuesday night fights, where these fight cards are held at a smaller venue hosted by Pro Box, and you see some veteran fighters, some former champions, and some present day contenders that are, bringing the heat. And in another couple of weeks, they'll be bringing back a fighter that a lot of us haven't heard from in quite a long time. Some of us had wondered, had he retired or fallen off the map? They'll be bringing back, people, Nicholas Walters. Nicholas Walters will be returning on Pro Box. We ain't seen that guy since he took the funds and ran from Vasyl Lomachenko. So we'll get a chance to see the return to the ring of one Jamaican on the take, Nicholas Walters. Dude, I'm telling you, I'm every bit as shocked as each and every one of you are. So can you believe it? They've dug this guy up and have found him, and he'll be back on Pro Box in 2 Wednesdays from now, okay? Listen, man, If Nicholas Walters can return to the ring, almost anything can happen. Huh? That's all I'm going to say. Man, oh man, I'll tell you, boy. Hey, how long has he been gone, man? You know, somebody pull up BoxRec and look and see when he fought Vasil Lomachenko, because after that fight, he literally took the money and ran, huh? I don't even think there was sightings of him in Jamaica, man. The brother just disappeared off the map like the aliens came and abducted him or something. I don't know. But Pro Box has found him. I see you guys out there laughing because I know it is a surprise, isn't it? But man, I tell you, you just have to keep your eyes peeled because you just don't know what's going to happen. You just don't know. But I found that to be hilarious too, man. When they showed that picture of him on the screen Wednesday night when I was watching the fights, I was like, oh, heck no. I called Drew Titan. I was like, hey, man, you ain't going to believe who they bringing back on Pro Box. He was like, who? I said, Nicholas Walters. I thought I heard Drew drop the phone. Oh, man. Boy, I tell you, boxing is something else, man. Boxing is truly something else. But we here, you know, we're going to do a quick roll call, see who we got in the building, man. We're going to talk a little boxing tonight and hopefully share a few laughs as well. I could have sworn that dude was gone. You know what I'm saying? It's like, anybody heard from Nicholas Walters? People were like, who? Who? Man, I tell you. Man, it's dead folks that get mentioned more than that dude. It's like, oh my goodness, man. Let's just hope he ain't coming back at heavyweight, huh? Oh my goodness. Man, let the jokes roll, huh? That's what I say about that. But we got Universal Truth in the building. What's going on, Universal? He says, salute, Sensei. Right back at you, brother. Dr. Mark is in the building. Flawless mentality and black excellence. He says, blessings to the God, the Sensei, Stormybman, my brother of elevation, fam, and the gods and beautiful goddesses of the mighty LDBC Friday night chop session family. Yes, sir. Steph Brown is out there saying, be well, Stormy B-Man, and chat family. Hoping everyone is entering their weekend nicely. Hit the like button and God be with you. Yes, sir, man. Yes, sir. Brother Steph Brown is always blessing us. I appreciate that. I will take the blessings. Yeah. Who else we got out here? We got ATX Red, Big Cletus in the building, saying salute family, right back at you. Universal says salute Flawless and Steph, plus the rest of the chat. Lewis Hinton is out there with his typical thumbs up. What's happening with you, Lewis? And Boxing and Barbecue, my brother, is out there saying evening Stormy, right back at you as well. Hey man, thank you for your grace and presence with the show last night. My man Boxing and Barbecue helped Stormy out with a dining dish episode last night we did. If you guys didn't get a chance to check it out, please do so. We had people talking about scrambling for the kitchen, going in there to get them something to eat as we discussed pies. Oh my. Yeah, talked about all types of pies and how to prepare them. And we're going to come back with another episode to finish talking about some more pies and other things related to culinary delights. Yeah. So salute to my brother Boxing and Barbecue. Then who else we got out here? See, you guys are talking. Steph Brown, when I mentioned Nicholas Walters, he said, "Got dog." Yes, right. Universal Truth was laughing. And both of you guys laughing. He says, Clotty is next. Steph Brown says 7 years or something, but looks like he's fought a couple of times last year. I definitely didn't know that. Neither did I, because I ain't been looking for him. And he definitely been off the radar. You know what I'm saying? I don't think anybody was looking for him, huh? Except for maybe the tax man to see if he paid them taxes on that purse and that special envelope that he received from Vasyl Lomachenko's camp. Yeah, I said it. I said it. You know, when Nicholas fought Vasyl Lomachenko, there were a lot of people that felt like, you know, he laid down in that fight, huh? He laid down, and there were some people who were really unhappy with his performance and how that ended up. So I don't know, man. We felt like Nicholas could have did more in that fight, applied himself more and everything, but he just didn't. He didn't come out of that fight like we thought he would. I don't know, man. I don't know. What do you guys think about how he performed against Vasyl Lomachenko and then disappeared off the scene, huh? What kind of mess was that, man? You know what I mean? Because when he stopped in the corner, huh? He stopped in the corner. And when, I'm going to tell you, when I saw that fight and how it ended, my response was just like this, man.
Man, this is some bullshit!
And I think we had some audio of Nicholas and his camp when they received the paycheck after the Lomachenko fight, when they were heading out the back door. They didn't even leave out the regular, auditorium, entrances and exits. They went out through this back door that came up out of the basement or something. And this is what people were alleged to heard. This is a little audio from Nicholas when he left the stadium that night with Lomachenko. Yeah, and they jumped into like a Toyota Cressida and they were up out of there, huh? And we hadn't seen them since. So hopefully, at least he can make it back to the game, make it back to the fight this coming, 2 Wednesdays, and we'll see him perform a little bit better, maybe a little bit, huh? Because I don't know, man. I don't know. I ain't gonna put no money on it, huh? Because he done already showed you what he can do, huh? Lay down, huh? Yeah. Yeah. You can't, listen, with boxing, you never know, huh? You got the Kinahans and the Arams and people like that, Hearns is out there, huh? And you just never know, huh? You never know, huh? Warrens, huh? And now you got the young dude, the Ben Shaloms, huh? You can't trust these cats, man. You can't trust them. I'm telling you. There's all kind of foolishness, huh? All kind of foolishness out there for you. Lewis Hinton was cracking up at that one, huh? Universal as well, Steph Brown, DLP. I'm telling you, man, listen. When you jingle them coins in front of these guys, they lose their mind, man. I don't know. They lose their mind, huh? And then what was really jacked up is you got people like Canelo, huh, who don't want to fight nobody, but they overpaying him like a son of a gun, huh? And Canelo, at all of this foolishness, he has like a real simple answer when you ask him something. Hey, you ain't gonna fight Benavidez? You're ducking.
I don't fucking care.
Canelo is like, I'm paid and gonna be laid up in the shade, huh? With my Ray-Bans and my silky PJs, huh?
You know, Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that.
Yeah. My man, Steph Brown says, traumatization Nick has probably gone through. You never know. You never know what kind of strings folks pulling behind the scenes. Yeah, that's right, man. That's why I played that audio when he was leaving the stadium. See, they didn't think that people caught that, huh? They didn't think. They thought that they were leaving, no cameras in sight, no paparazzi, huh? That's what they thought. But that's what, hey, don't they always say? Two of the most dangerous things around a human being is a camera and a microphone. Because I could have sworn, you can listen to it one more time for yourself. And if you listen to the pitch of the screen, it sounds like Walters to me. Yeah. I think he was saying something along the lines, I'm not a monkey interpreter. I'm not. But it sounded like he was excited. You know how when the monkeys get excited when they run across that bundle of bananas, huh? And he had that bundle of paper, huh? When Vasil paid him, huh? To help him further that nickname, what they call him, Lomaquito, or what was they calling him? They made up some nickname for guys quitting against him or something all the time. Psst, get out of here with that foolishness. Huh? Mm-hmm. Well, we've had plenty of news this week, man. None more. Oh yeah, there you go, Universal Truth. No Maschenko. See, that just lets you know how big of a follower I am of the guy, because I think it's all a bunch of crap to me, huh? But, to be more realistic about the whole affair, I kind of feel like Canelo when it come down to what they used to call Loma, when guys was quitting against him all the time. So really,
I don't fucking care.
Yeah. Anyway, one of the big names in news this week, man, was a guy that I'm really sick of the dude. I want the fight to be over and done with. I think we're gonna see some foolishness with this fight, but it can't be helped now, huh? The dogs are out of the barn, so to speak. So what will be will be. But I'm gonna tell you something. This whole thing with Ryan Garcia, man, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Garcia. I'm sick of all of his, alleged revelations and stuff like that, and, the moment of truth telling and all of that stuff, man. But he can get away with this, huh? If there was anybody else they would have put him in one of them jackets that tie up with your arms crossed in the front and the ribbon is in the back, huh? They would have put one of those on him, huh? And put him in one of them rooms where the walls feel like pillows, huh? But they haven't done that yet, so obviously, you know, who's the more insane? Those that's not letting him go into safe passages, or those that, you know, want to make that coin, huh? That coin is something else, man. It's something else. I'm telling you. And they can't help themselves when it come down to that. They want to see some money get made on this. And you're going to have all of the people come out the woodwork, huh, for this promotion. I only hope that Devin Haney is prepared to deal with that extra strength that people that's a little bit loco have, huh? He better be ready for that, because Ryan gonna have some support too, huh? And it ain't gonna be the regular kind of support. You know, I don't know if y'all realize that or not, but he ain't gonna have the regular kind of support. You know, the kind of people like, you know, boxing fans from various weight classes and everything, huh? He gonna have some of that special kind of support. Oh, what do you mean, Stormy? Huh? This kind of support. Yeah, shout out to the Ryan Garcia fan club, because they're going to be out there. They're going to be out there, huh? In full effect, huh? Helmets and all. Yeah, huh? And Drew might even see that guy that he used to go to school with chewing on them pencils, huh? Eating lead, huh? Yeah! But see, I only come here to talk about this because it's in the news. But if you notice, my take ain't like everybody else's take, huh? I think that there was a special seat on that vehicle for Ryan, and he missed, again, the boat, huh? So I don't know what to say, but the only thing they need to do is, when they get him on there, is put his helmet on nice and tight and strap his seatbelt on, huh? Because he need to be on that bus. He need to be on there, huh? With his supporters. Yeah. I mean, Devin, train hard, brother, because otherwise it's going to be some ish, man. You know, we didn't forget this part.
You're not my friend. Your dad's a pimp and he pimping you. Your dad's a pimp and he pimping you. I'm gonna beat 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 you. I'm reading everything. You suck. You suck. You suck. Suck. Oh, I already know you back now. Your dad can't talk for you. Your dad can't save you.
Everybody know you really whack. Nigga, you're whack.
I'm up with something
You're
better,
whack.
bro.
No, you're whack.
Bro,
You're
that was whack.
Okay.
That was whack. You soft, bro. You soft.
I never
soft.
been
Soft.
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 I never been soft.
We seen that video when Tank beat
Okay.
your ass.
Okay.
Floyd showed me. He had your ass.
I beat the shit out of Tank.
Oh, stop. I seen the video. Remember that? I seen the video. I seen the video. You ain't gonna do shit. You ain't gonna do shit. You look like a ghost right now, bro. Ghost, you getting hell for real, bro. You getting hell for real.
Are you crazy?
Stop, bro.
Are you crazy?
Okay. I can see. Your breath is just, I can hear you. You're not like that, bro.
You're not like that. You're not like that.
The fear is
You're not
getting
like
to you.
that.
The fear is getting to you. 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 I told you you're gonna feel some fear, right? Didn't I tell you that? Didn't I tell you you're gonna feel some fear you ain't felt? No.
Every time I watch that stuff, man, it's so funny to me, man. How you gonna show the man when your bodyguard get close and then run and duck behind the bodyguard? That sucker was like exit stage left. Oh. Are you not entertained? That's all I can ask. It's like, what's really going on, huh? What's really going on? This guy right here, man, he has found a way to get all of y'all attention and everything. Ain't did a lick of boxing. And then when they did show him training, he was in that gym kind of like shadow boxing next to Frank Martin. And I was like, now that is really bad. They look like before and after, huh? Frank was the after, huh? And Ryan was before, huh? Before you learn anything in boxing, huh? Frank was the finished product. So that was a boo-boo right there, huh? They failed, huh? What was they doing with that footage, man? Listen, crossing his feet up, huh? Just like his words got crossed up. The boy is in trouble, huh? He done already lost the first 3 rounds, huh? And I only limited it to 3 because Devin might stop him inside of 5. Yeah! Yeah, man. DOP says, wanted to go to this fight so bad, but the price and the fear of Ryan might not show up. I'll just buy the zone again. Steph Brown says, I'll be in the building again, visiting my bro in NYC. Can't wait to see Dev do his thing again. Jeff Spark is in the building saying, Stormybman, peace to you. Right back at you, brother. He says again, like, subscribe, and share. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, listen. When we talk about this boxing thing, man, it is like the WWF in a way. It really is. But there's always something, man. There's always something going on in this sport. And we talked about, like, what is really news and what isn't. Just like, I don't know if you guys had heard. Let me see if I could pull up on my feed here. It was reported yesterday that Taylor versus Catterall 2 is reportedly postponed again. And this is an ongoing saga between these two men. The rematch between Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall has been reportedly postponed. Taylor, who's 33, and his longtime rival was scheduled to fight on April 27th in Leeds, England. But according to ESPN, an injury suffered by Taylor means that the rematch has been on course for over 2 years, will be delayed again. It was also reported that the fight, supposedly promoted by Matchroom, will be rescheduled for late May. The undisputed heavyweight title fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk is scheduled for May 8th. The undisputed light heavyweight title between Artur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol is 2 weeks later, on June 1st. Suggesting Taylor Catterall 2 is being targeted for May 25th. A torn plantar fascia suffered by Taylor meant that the previous date of March 4th, 2023, with the 30-year-old Catterall was canceled. He has since lost for the first time to Teofimo Lopez on April 20th. Their super lightweight rivals Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia contest Haney's WBC title at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. Listen, man, a torn plantar fascia, listen, soft tissue injuries typically can occur when guys have been using my brother Drew Titan is out there in the chat. Salute to you, Drew. Also with the Painful Excellence podcast and Bear Cave Entertainment. But Drew could tell you that soft tissue injuries are typically following guys who use PEDs. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And Catterall is 33. He's known to get his drink on, to get his eat on, and get his freak on. And that's how and why his title be gone, to Teofimo. And Catterall has had to wait long. Yeah! Bars. Stormy is telling it like it is. And there's only one way to look at it, that Josh Taylor is a cheater, and the first person and only person he's been able to get away with cheating is Jack Catterall. Yeah, because he don't want to face the guy who really beat him when they fought a couple years ago. He's put the fight on delay. He's made the man tried to make the man move up to a catch weight. He tried all this other foolishness and then turned around and took a fight against Teofimo Lopez where Teofimo looked like the latest Corvette, fighting a guy that was driving an old Mazda, Yeah! Catterall don't fool me. I mean, not Catterall, Taylor. Forgive me. I meant Taylor. Taylor don't fool me, man. He don't fool me. And see, it's time for us to really go in on guys like that because he is a fighter that could have taken on all types of challenges. But understand how he pumped the brakes on his own career. When they gave him the gift decision over Jack Catterall, remember, his original intent was to move up to 147. But Errol and Bud had unfinished business and they were about to get down. Okay? But there was a couple of other guys up there by the name of Boots Ennis and Stanionis, and that other guy, Akhmadov, that were real tough customers at 147. So even though he's big and he's old, Josh Taylor was looking at the landscape saying, well, maybe I'll fight Teofimo because he's not the toughest car in the barn, right? He's not. But Teofimo came out and had the performance of a lifetime because youth and vigor, is what we figure when it came to an old dusty like Catterall. I keep saying Catterall, like Taylor trying to get in there with him. Teofimo's abilities and his reflexes, his timing, all of that was far superior, which, like Jack Catterall, are all superior. But for whatever reason, Josh don't want to get in there with the guy. I'm going to tell you what I think it is. I think it comes down to there's something between these two domestically in their country. You know how you could have rivals, the Hatfields and the McCoys and things like that? Personally, I think that Josh Taylor has something against Jack Catterall. And it could be blood, meaning where they come from, region over there in the UK, but it's something. And they don't talk about it publicly, but there's a tremendous amount of disrespect between these two men. When they met each other at the press conferences, both times, the press conference to announce the rematch and the original press conference, they were going at each other's throat, actually grabbing each other by the throat, palming each other's neck, like squeezing, trying to strangle. These guys don't like each other, people, and that's not all for sure. Catterall is 28 years old. He's a southpaw who's 5'7" with a 69-inch reach. Taylor is 31, a southpaw who's 5'10" with a 69.5-inch reach. But these two men don't like each other. They don't. And Catterall has been patiently waiting for this guy. He's from Chorley, Lancashire, UK. Now, anybody that's over there in that region can tell me, is it a regional thing? Because Taylor is from Haddington, Scotland, UK. There could be something about where they're from, those mountains, those caves, whatever you want to call it, where they're from. And I'm talking about the depths of their bloodlines. Now, I ain't talking about where they are presently. I'm talking about going back. But there's something there. And they don't like each other. And for whatever reason, El Gato, who's Catterall, can't get this guy in the ring. Do you guys realize now that first fight between them, dude, that was in February of 2022. 2022. There's something about this, y'all. There's something about it. And I remember when the first fight took place, I was livid about that decision. I did a post-fight show on it. I talked about Josh Taylor should have been no longer the undisputed champ. It should have been Catterall. I talked about him being dropped for the first time in his career. He looked real crappy. He had a point deduction and was dropped and still lost what was it? A split decision. Let me go back and see what the scorecards were. A split decision loss after being dropped and having a point deducted for fouling. The judges' scorecards were 112 to 113 Catterall, 114 to 111 Taylor, and 113 to 112 Taylor. How can you be dropped and have someone deduct a point from you and you still win by a couple of points on the score? Man, what the? Jack Catterall was beating him, bro. He cut him up, busted him up. Defense was not in the house for Taylor on that night. They cheated Catterall, man. They cheated him. And I personally think that this guy ain't gonna fight Catterall. He ain't gonna fight. But this is some foolishness, man. I've been watching. I'm like, okay. I was waiting. I'm like, I saw the press conference to announce the fight. I'm like, okay. And then when I got the news yesterday that the fight had been postponed or possibly canceled because you got those pay-per-views circling that month, ain't nobody gonna have no damn interest in this fight. So Catterall should just move on. He should move on with his career. Josh Taylor is a wash. Even in this photograph that's on BoxRec that shows him, he looked like he's drunk on the picture. Now, that don't mean he has to be drunk, but he sure looks like a guy that's had a couple of beverages when he took that image that's on BoxRec. But I just thought I would mention that for you guys. Let me go back to the chat one moment and see, because I know my brother Drew Titan was out there. and he has something to say when I mentioned his name, and I said, hey, he could tell you about these soft tissue injuries. When guys are having those, you can really look and finger point down to the fact that usually PEDs play a role. 33 years of age, and he's tearing his plantar fascia, you know. Get out of here, man. Who you think you're fooling? Yeah, Bear Cave, he says, that's crazy. DLP says, Taylor's guilt is going to make him go through with the fight. The close decision has him lacking confidence. Hey, man, he's lacking a lot more than confidence. Drew Titan says, yep, when I said ask Drew about the soft tissue injuries associated with PEDs. Jeff Spark is saluting Drew. What else we got here? We got Jeff Spark with those syringes. I see you. You got those syringes out there. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Steph Brown says, all facts Stormy on Taylor. Everyone's looking for advantages. He says, Jack C is the more refined boxer. In my opinion, his style is more suited for Americans, even though he's English. He did a lot of time in America with Floyd, Canelo, and Pac-Man. Just my thoughts on it. Hey, you're not wrong, Steph Brown. When he fought Taylor in their match, when I did my post-fight talking about it, I talked about him fighting like a throwback fighter from the 40s and 50s. The way he was using the crab defense, the way that he was counterpunching off of Taylor and walking Taylor into shots all night long. When he dropped Taylor, he had stepped back into a position sort of like Archie Moore and caught him coming in because Taylor was crossing up his feet and putting his feet together, walking down. He was just trying to walk Catterall down, and he landed a shot, and Taylor went straight down to his knee. I mean, it was beautiful. It was textbook, and I loved it, and I talked about it then. So it didn't surprise me that he never wanted to fight this man a second time because he looked so crappy against him and his style the first time. Catterall beat him worse than Teofimo did because it was Teofimo's youth and athleticism and stuff like that. But Catterall beat him with skill and guile. And understand this, people. You can knock a guy out. You could beat a guy up, drop him and stuff like that. And he can make excuses. Oh, honey, I forgot to duck. Oh, I got caught. Things like that. But when you get a guy and you beat him round after round, that plays on his psyche. And Taylor is a very prideful man. And he has allowed that to consume him. Otherwise, as a competitive former champion, he should have jumped his butt right back in the ring and took this guy on a second time. But he didn't. That's all you need to know about that. DLP says, I have no clue. I'll catch a flight over there one day. Flawless Mentality and Black Excellence, hosted by Dr. Mark, says, that's an excellent observation, Sensei. Yes, sir. King P is in the building saying salute. And Jeff Spark was cracking up laughing there. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention that, man, because you see, you don't hear these other guys talking about these guys. Now you might hear the UK channels talking about these guys, but this is what I try to do. I try to cover the sport of boxing. I can give my take on these things just as I did thoroughly on this matchup between these two men because I'm refined in studying the sport. And I'm telling you, there are all types of examples to be set when you can see the men that don't want to step up to the plate of real challenge and competitiveness, and you can see those who are just kind of trying to creep their way through and get a hold of a bag. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Steph Brown, and I don't consider him using the shoulder roll. I considered it more of the crab defense like Archie Moore used. If you go back and you watch some film of Archie Moore and you watch Jack Catterall when he faced Josh Taylor, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. You'll see exactly what I'm talking about. See, because there's the Philly shell, there's the shoulder roll, there's the crab defense, there's the cross arm defense. Now, a lot of those are similar and are usually equated as being the same, but they really are not, because there are different points of attack out of those postures, and there are different types of counters out of those postures, and they are effective when you really know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, you can look really bad, and that's one of the reasons why Ryan Garcia looked bad in his last fight trying to pull that out, because he observed watching TV or watching film and say, I'm going to try that. That's not what you do. There are subtleties and nuances about those postures and defensive stances that a fighter has to work on religiously to cultivate and develop. You know, Georgie Benton, who fought back in that era with those guys like Archie and those guys, listen, he taught Pernell Whitaker, Meldrick Taylor, Tyrell Biggs, Evander Holyfield, Michael Bent. He worked with those guys. And Georgie Benton would show them how to use the crab defense. Because, see, Evander used the crab defense as well. He didn't use a Philly shell, although somebody might see that posture and think that that's what that is. It's not. Because there's a way to fight offensively out of that position where you just don't get hit. Evander was excellent with that when he fought Michael Moorer for the second time, and he knocked Michael Moorer down like 25 times in that fight before the ref finally decided to stop it. Evander got his revenge against Moorer, and the rest is history. Took his southpaw advantage, which worked so well for himself in the first fight, Moorer against Holyfield, but took it completely out of Moorer's advantages in the rematch, because the crab defense eliminates the southpaw advantage position if you know how to fight out of that correctly. All you got to do is get close to the guy within range, and he is the one that has to shift and change angles, not you. Yeah! But once again, Stormybman giving away too much game, so if you want more, you're going to have to pay, huh? You're going to have to pay to play. Yeah. That's what's up. Jimmy Bernard is in the building. He says, salute, Sensei. What's good, chat? Smash the like button while entering the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Steph says, you get your butt in the gym and work in the gym, especially today's guys. Overcompensation. He says, Meldrick Taylor, my goodness. I like the way Holyfield used it, says Boxing and Barbecue. Yes, sir. There's a reason why there's multiple reasons why Evander Holyfield was my favorite fighter. And all it took for me is to watch him about 3 times. I said, you know what? I like this guy. I've given Evander a compliment that I've never heard anyone else given when he was undisputed cruiserweight champ and first moved up to heavyweight. Prior to he moving up to heavyweight. And I talked to my brother Scrapbook Boxing about this, and Scrapbook kind of agreed after giving it some thought. I said Evander was like a larger Marvin Hagler, though he wasn't a southpaw fighter or a fighter that switched, but he was always in supreme condition, fought with a dogged determination, could take a shot, give a shot, punched in combination, and seemingly got stronger as the fights went on, because he put in the proper type of work by working fighters' body, working around their arms and making them fatigued. He would bounce when he needed to bounce on his toes, and then he would step over and give angles. And he had a devastating sharp counter right hand, and his left hook was very sharp as well. His punch output and punch placement was some of the best in his era. There's a reason why Evander Holyfield was a stellar fighter. Yes. Yes. Getting into some other boxing news. There's plenty of things that have been going on. Plenty of things that have been going on. One of the promotions that'll be coming up in April Hold on just 1 second, people. Trying to get some images together up here. Hold on 1 second. Bear with me, chat. Some of you can smash that like button because you're not doing it. Let's see here. One second, folks. I'm trying to get this image up here for you guys. There's another card that I wanted to talk about, and I almost forgot to put the image up here, so that's what I'm doing right now for you guys. Yeah, buddy. Champion Heart, what's good with you, brother? See you out there. Okay, now I got it. Got the image I was looking for. This is a fight card that's taking place tomorrow as well on ESPN Plus. This card is going to be by Queensberry Promotions, where we'll see the Magnificent Seven ride again. That's another promotion by Queensberry. and it will be headlining with fighters like Heaney versus Pauls, Robles versus Davies, Joyce versus Ali, Pierce versus O'Leary, Parker versus Zuge, McCann versus Strand, and James versus Cooper. These are a number of European and UK fighters that are facing off on this promotion from Resorts World Arena in Birmingham. ESPN Plus will carry this card. As far as the time, let me see if I can track that down for you guys, because a lot of fights are scheduled. Let's see here. Heaney versus Pauls is the main event, and that fight will take place roughly around 5 p.m. Central Time in the main event. But again, on that card, you got guys like Joe Joyce taking on, what's his name? Cash Ali. A number of fighters on there, but people want to see these fights. People want to see what's happening. Joyce, they said that he weighed in at a whopping career high, 286.8 pounds on the weigh-in today for his fight against Cash Ali, who weighed in at 238.1. I don't know what the devil's going on with Joe Joyce coming in at damn near 300 pounds, man. Seriously. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. But see, this is what I'm saying. I talk about these things. Who else have you heard talk about this? Nobody. Right? Like I said, the UK channels may be talking about it. But that's embarrassing, man. Joe Joyce, 286 pounds? That's insane. That's insane. I even wonder if he got on a scale during his training. He probably thought I look good, but you can't be good because your clothes had to be tight on your ass. You went through a training camp and came in at this weight. What the hell were you weighing before you started training? Seriously. But haven't I, Champion Heart, no discipline. Haven't I talked about this though, about these guys? Have I not talked about this? And he was talking about having a rematch against Joseph Parker. Man, Parker and Joshua are the two most active heavyweights at the top of the sport right now in their division. And they are not looking at Joe Joyce. That's ridiculous, man. Going back to a comment by Healer the teacher. What's good with you, Healer? I see you out there, bro. I didn't see you at first. Champion Heart as well. Saying salute to Sensei Stormy and brothers and sisters in the chat. Steph Brown, going back to a topic, off topic, he says, meant to say this earlier, that shot of you in the opening act, you got that corporal blue suit on. That's clean, man. Nothing short of professionalism. Be well, sir, at Stormybman. Yeah, I could thank my brother, 78 Sports TV, who put that together for me, man. That whole graphic and everything, he put that together for me. And I said, man, I'm going to tag that on to my Friday night chop session. So salute to the general who helped Stormy out with that. You see what I'm saying? This is how we support each other out here, man. The general working that magic, man. Helping Stormy look good for you guys, man. That's what's up. Yeah, King P, I think that the big heavyweights that are 6'5", 6'6", they should not be over 245 pounds. They should not. Anytime you're going south of 250, you're not only slowing someone down, but you're taking away reflexes, you're taking away speed and foot movement, foot speed. These guys that are weighing in like they are, that's just absolute laziness. That's all it is. When I saw Jermaine Franklin get in there with Anthony Joshua a couple of fights back when he fought Joshua last year, I was so disappointed because I thought he was going to come in a lot trimmer against Joshua, but he still had a lot of flab on his body, which meant that he was eating what he wanted to eat, but he was looking to hit the scale at a certain kind of weight, but he didn't really put the work in. You have to put the work in. You have to deny yourself the things that you enjoy and everything. That's what you work hard for, so that when you go in there, you're fighting for something. These men, they don't train, they don't cut weight at heavyweight. They just come in at a weight that's a couple of pounds lighter than before they started training. Joseph Parker changed his physique from the time he fought Joe Joyce to the time he fought Zhilei Zhang, and that was due to activity in the gym, lots of work in the gym, and fighting frequently. Coming in at damn near 300 pounds. If you tried to be 300 pounds and fought guys like Holyfield, Larry Holmes, Joe Louis, and those are small guys, right? Relatively small. Larry Holmes being the biggest of the three at 6'3" and 211 to 215 pounds at his best. Joe Louis was like 190 pounds or something like that, and 6 foot tall. And Evander Holyfield 6'2" and 208 pounds. Those men will knock your freaking head off, all 300 pounds of you. Okay? The weight is not the thing. It is not. It's the training, the disciplines that you put within, and how you work. These men today are not working. They are not. Ridiculous, man. I hate what I'm seeing in this. It gives you a lot to consider. These men doing what they're doing. But no, they're not working hard at all. They're not working hard. And see, I'm not going to cut them slack. I'm not going to compliment them. I'm not going to powder and pamper their asses. I'm going to talk about them. I'm going to put them down. I'm going to shame them because they should be shamed. You're coming out there and you coming out there with BBLs, huh? You're a lazy ass coming out there looking like a damn whale. No. I don't care how nice a guy is, how good he is with the press, in the press conferences, talking to the people all nice and this and that. Dude, I'd rather have you lean, mean, and a ready-to-fight machine than to be out there looking like Orca, huh? The killer whale. Zhang came in at 290-something, which means that after the weigh-in, he went to eat. So he was well over 300 pounds when he fought Parker the next night, huh? Not 291. He was probably 301, huh? Or more. Antonio MMA, what's good with you, bro? Champion Hart says facts. Jimmy Bernard says, Sensei, if fighters want to reach 300 pounds, they should have super heavyweight. No, they don't need no damn super heavyweight, bro. These guys are out of shape. That's out of shape. Being that big is not good for your heart. It's not good for the rest of your organs. It's not good for your knees and your joints. It's bad for you, bro. You listen, you're talking about guys who go into a camp and weigh in this big. What are they doing when they're not fighting? Eating. Listen, I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I did this already, but I'm going to revisit it as a result of that. Do not be fooled by thinking about people who are, just, oh, he's just big boned. No, he's freaking fat, man. He's fat. And he needs to lose some weight. If he freaking dies in his sleep, people are going to be, oh, it's a shame. He was too heavy. He really should have lost some weight. Yeah. I'm going to show you something here. Well, I won't show you. I'm going to tell you because I'm looking it up. Joseph Parker weighed 247 pounds when he fought Zhilei Zhang on the 8th. He was 245 pounds in December when he fought Deontay Wilder. When he fought Simon Keane, who's fighting on that card tomorrow, he was 250 pounds, and that was in October of 2023. When he fought that gentleman, Faiga Opelu, he was 239 3/4. Prior to that, he was 245 against Jack Massey, and that was in January of 2023. And in September of 2022, when he got knocked out by Joe Joyce, he was at his heaviest ever at 255. So basically, Joseph Parker is showing you that he's a fighter that, easily can fight and campaign at his best at about 240 to 244, 45 pounds. Yeah. This is lack of discipline with these guys. Now, let's go to Joe Joyce, who has fought both Parker and Zhang. He was 281 in his rematch with Zhang. He was 256 in his first fight with Zhang in April of 2023. Against Parker, he was 271. Against Christian Hammer, he was 265. But let me go back a while for you. Let me go back with Joe Joyce. Against Brian Jennings, he was 256 pounds. That was in July of 2019. And in his first few pro fights, he was 255 in his pro debut, 254, 250, 251 and a half, 251. And that was from when he turned pro in 2017 all the way up to June of 2018. So what was wrong with he weighing in the 250s? Joe Joyce being 6'6". Do you know and realize he's put on another 50 pounds? If you put on 50 pounds from what you weigh today, you're not going to be healthy. And you're not even a professional fighter. Do you realize most NFL players who are the linemen, offensive or defensive linemen, and they weigh all of that they weigh when they compete in the sport? The smart ones, when they retire, they drop all that weight, man. Because their lives will be cut short. I say these things because I'm telling you, man, I care about the sport. I care about the guys who compete in the sport. I'm not one given to making excuses and provisions. If it was good for fighters for the past 200 years and just in the past decade, these guys want to be atrociously out of shape, woefully big, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and I'm not going to co-sign to that foolishness. Antonio says, man, this is just the stuff I came in to hear. I just got home after a long day, cooked the big bellies sensei over an open fire. You know I'm going to do that, man. Antonio, I'm going to do that. They should be ashamed of themselves. And another weight division is not the answer, bro. Not in the least. Another weight division wouldn't do anything but just give them more excuses to get even bigger. Can you picture a guy coming in at 350 pounds and a 380 to 390? When you were seeing Big Baby Miller come out there 300 plus pounds and competing, you didn't realize that it was the PEDs that helped him do those things. And even that's not good. No way, man. No way. Unacceptable. No, you know what, Lewis Hinton? The divisions that need to go are the junior divisions. Get rid of the junior divisions. Junior welterweight, junior lightweight, junior middleweight. Get rid of the junior divisions. Down there where those minimum weight guys are, stop letting them go between 3 to 4 pounds. Make it 10 to 12 pounds to separate. And then you will see what you need to see. Listen, Champion Hart says, Bob Sapp is a 6'5" pro kickboxer, 350 pounds, muscled out, but he can barely go 2 rounds, breathing heavy as if he's gonna have a heart attack when the fight is over. He's too big. Absolutely, but I'm gonna say this. Mike Tyson, some of y'all's god in the sport of boxing, is gonna fight Jake Paul. Mike Tyson is 58 going on 59 years old like myself. His birthday is just a few months before mine. Mike Tyson is a former heavyweight champion and competing fighter who, before his career was over, blew his career with his side antics of using drugs and all types of things, right? Hold on 1 second, family. 1 second. Sorry about that, family. Had to take a call there. But what I wanted to say is Tyson was taking drugs and everything before his career ended. Now, Tyson became a person outside the ring, living a regular life, and still indulging in all of the bad things. And don't forget, he had the finances to be able to get the best of the stuff and all of that. When he finished his career against Kevin McBride, sitting on that bottom rung of that rope, looking up at the ref, count him out, he was done. But not just done at the hands of Kevin McBride. He was done because of everything that he had done to himself. He was eroded. Look up what the word eroded means. There's a reason why I use specific terms when I speak. However, that being said, he's now going to go in against this young 20-plus-year-old man for an exhibition. He's done more drugs over the past few years than he did when he was a younger guy. His lungs are gone. And just because you see his physique, don't forget, he's looked like that since he was freaking 12 years old. Teddy Atlas tells you the story. So that's just genetics, how he looks. But that's not the body of the guy that knocked out Trevor Berbick. That's not the body of the guy that went 10 rounds against Buster Douglas before getting stopped. You ever seen a jalopy parked in a driveway that looks so good? It's like, man, it's clean. The paint job is sweet. The tires are shined up. The rims are glistening. The interior, you could eat off of the floor. That's a guy who's kept that antique car, putting it together. He's been working on it every summer and everything. But you open the hood and there's no engine in there, because he sent it out to get rebuilt. Tyson's engine can't be replaced, y'all. I say these things not to insult anybody. I say them because they are riddled with the elements of fact. Raymond Ford just won his first world title a couple of weeks ago in a hard-fought, highly contested, competitive fight against Kolmatov. And if he weren't in the type of shape that he was in, he would not have won that fight. If he were doing the things that some of these other guys are doing, burning the candles, being out of shape, so forth and so on, he would not have won that fight. Because Kolmatov came to fight. Otabek was a warrior as well. But it turned out that Ford just had a little more, and he's a better fighter overall. He's a little bit more versatile. Now, how many people are talking about this kid? But the internet is blowing up with names like Tank Davis and Shakur Stevenson, Ryan Garcia, Canelo Alvarez. Men who aren't showing you half of what Ray Ford showed in that fight against Otabek and what Otabek showed against Ray Ford. But nobody's talking about those men. And they put on a fight for the ages. Their fight can go down in history. You can put that fight on to someone who's never watched it, and they will sit there and watch that fight on the edge of their chairs, because that is true representation of the sport of boxing. No foolishness. And it was clean cut boxing. It was an affair, a battle of skills and a battle of wills. Both men the same age. But you don't hear people talking about these guys. Why not? Because they don't fucking know boxing. But you can talk about Mike Tyson. You can talk about Ryan Garcia. You can talk about Tank Davis. They're not doing shit. Mike Tyson was in the damn police blotter and the fucking newspapers, but not for boxing, pretty much his entire career after he got involved with Robin Givens. Tank Davis is currently going down the same freaking pathway. Ryan Garcia has stepped off into a different dimension. But I can't look at my news feed without seeing tons of videos with people talking about these morons. And why would I refer to Tank as a moron? Because he's damn near 30 years old and he has yet to have a definitive fight to showcase the skills that he has to really determine how good he truly is. And there are fighters out there that he can compete against that will bring that out. It either is a real thing or it's not. But stop playing with the damn public. Because there are still enough of us out here who know the difference. We don't smell bullshit. We know bullshit. Take the damn diaper off, Tank. Fight somebody. My brother Trick Nolte is in the building. What's good with you? He says, Sensei, good evening. How you doing, bro? Steph Brown says, good analogy with the antique car. I always keep it real on here, man. I ain't never telling you guys no foolishness. I be about it. 1000%. Also a fight tomorrow night, the lightweight fight between William Zepeda and Maxie Hughes. Another quality fight. As I stated early in the show, I did a breakdown video earlier today. You guys need to go and check it out. But this fight will be contested over a scheduled 12 rounds. And these two men are going to bring the best out of one another, because Maxie Hughes is not a quitter. Even though he has faced the type of opposition that some people, they think that maybe not championship caliber. But Hughes' record of 26 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws, only 5 KOs, is misleading. his last fight against George Kambosos Jr., which was in July of last year, saw him lose a majority decision to Kambosos in a fight for the IBO World Lightweight title that I felt Maxie Hughes won that fight. He defeated, prior to that, in September of 2022, Kid Galahad over in Nottingham in the UK. Galahad, who had entered that fight with a record of 28-1, ran into some problems with Maxie Hughes. Maxie Hughes can box, people. He's a southpaw fighter that's crafty, a little bit like Catterall, but doesn't fight like Catterall, but he's crafty. He has good boxing ability. Against George Kambosos Jr., he had George chasing him around, running him into shots. Good combinations, quick-handed. Very good punch placement. And those sharp punches like Hughes throws are the type of shots that can hurt a guy. William Zepeda is the type of guy who likes to put on a tremendous amount of pressure. He's a high volume punching guy. He has heavy hands, but not necessarily a single punch knockout type power. So will he be running into Maxie Hughes' shots? And how is his chin? Because you are always hurt greater when you're walking into the shots than evading the shots or moving away from them. It's a good fight. But see, I talk about these things because somebody needs to keep you abreast on quality boxing instead of the big drama show. These other fools, they're trying to turn boxing into reality TV boxing. I have no appreciation for that whatsoever. But I'm saying that, you guys need to know the difference of when a fight is recommended. I'm not, if you notice, outside of what I had to say, I'm not talking about the drama circumstances. I don't do that. If I were to go and indulge into that kind of stuff, I'll just stop watching boxing altogether. But I'm smart enough to know that there's something else out there outside of that, which is the real part of the sport. I talked about Taylor and Catterall because that's a fight that should have been had a rematch. A rematch wasn't even necessary because Catterall won the first fight. But who's talking about that? And this guy pulling out again with a so-called soft tissue injury. Who else is talking about Joe Joyce being 300 pounds coming into his comeback fight since being stopped by Zhilei Zhang in his last go-round? I'm talking about one of the best lightweights in the sport in Zepeda, but we don't know how good he is because he didn't want to fight the likes of Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson. So we don't know how good he is, but he's one of the best. Tank Davis don't want to fight him. Frank Martin haven't been calling any other guys' names out. So what are we going to do with these guys? That's why I don't talk about them when they don't want to make the moves. Why are people talking about these guys? There's so many other fighters. You guys will keep talking about Bud Crawford is ducking Boots Ennis. Bud Crawford was the undisputed welterweight champion and wasn't even the undisputed welterweight champion for 2 months before they stripped one of his belts and give it to Boots. Why hasn't the WBC stripped Canelo and give it to Benavidez? There are double standards in this sport that suck, but you should know what you should support and what you shouldn't. When you go to a damn restaurant to eat, don't you order what you want to have on your plate. If you went to a buffet, you're not going to load your plate up with stuff you don't want to eat. So why are you defending Canelo? Why are you criticizing Bud? It doesn't make sense. Canelo don't even want to fight Bud, who wants to fight Canelo. But Canelo has made a history of fighting smaller guys. Floyd was smaller than Canelo. This is utter BS, bro. That's why, again, I talk about some of the other fighters and fights that are not getting so much light shine upon them, shine on them. Why hasn't the WBC stripped Maul Charlo? Thomas Adames has been waiting almost as long as Benavidez has been waiting at 168 for the WBC title shot. He's their number one contender, champion in interim status or whatever. I mean, what's really going on? Maul Charlo may never fight again. His circumstances are that dire. What are these sanctioning bodies doing? I simply try to keep an equilibrium on this. And though we have participants in the sport that are not the best guys to support, it's still better than nothing. When you look elsewhere and give those who may be worthy of some light or shine. Sunday, Dillian White will take on Christian Hammer in his first fight back since being suspended for PEDs for the umpteenth time. Why is he back? Who knows? Maybe he's going to be cannon fodder for somebody. But after his weak attempt against Tyson Fury, after claiming that he had been a #1 contender for the WBC for however long he said, a lifetime, but with the type of performance that he put on, we could have watched him be a #1 contender for another lifetime. It wouldn't have made any difference. Yeah, Champion Heart Maul is done. He's done. And it's tragic because he never had a prime. He never had a prime. And though he's a twin, his brother is done as well. And they seemingly, even though they were on different paths, they seemingly have petered out at the same freaking time. It's a weird thing. But I neither want to see these men in a boxing ring or anything bad happen to them again. I just want them to fade away. Just go on somewhere. Trignoti says, I talked to Charles Brewer, who was the IBF champ at 168, and he said the IBF gave him 6 months to defend against his Mando. Bud wasn't even given that. Brewer even said the IBF was wrong. I didn't need that type of confirmation because I know they Bud wasn't the champ for 2 months. But see, don't overlook, while they're doing that to Bud Crawford, taking his belt away, why they're not taking Canelo's belt away. Canelo has been the undisputed champion at 168 for over 2 years. And Benavidez has been the #1 contender and has fought in a couple of title eliminators. Why they haven't taken his belt? And he's openly said, I'm not fighting Benavidez. So why haven't they snatched his belt from him? Why? But you can go and take Bud Crawford's belt away from him. I'd like an explanation from Mauricio Suleiman why there are different rules according to who's Latin, who's black, and who's not from the U.S. There are different sets of rules for everyone, and I want to know why. What's going on, Steph Brown? What happened? What did they do? Yeah, I'm going to take a moment out to show some love to my man, Focus Ball, for his product, the Focus Balls. Let's check him out.
Get ready to take your with the Focus Ball. Dramatically improve footwork, timing, head movement, hand-eye coordination, reflex, and overall fight IQ. It's lightweight and extremely portable, so you can train every time, everywhere. When you don't have a coach to do mitt work, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a heavy bag to hit, get a Focus Ball. When you don't have a sparring partner, get yourself a Focus Ball. And when you just want to have fun punching and kicking, get a Focus Ball. When you train with the Focus Ball, you train your eyes and your brain to read punches so that you can hit and not get hit, making this very simple device a must-have for all combat sports athletes and enthusiasts alike. So if you want to take your striking game to the next level, don't wait. Get the Focus Ball now.
Yeah. Got to get you one of them focus balls, man. Got to get you some of that Stormybman's merchandise as well. That's what's good. That's what's good in the hood. But hey, man, we come to the end of another Friday night chop session. You know, we talked a little bit about some of these bouts that's on the horizon. We talked about some of the news in the sport. You know, there's still things that I could have touched on that I didn't. But again, to be able to come here and do things a little bit different, you know what I mean? And talk about things from a different perspective. But always know that Stormybman is trying to uphold the sanctity and dignity of the sport when he talks boxing. It's just too bad that we don't get enough of the true people who are in the driver's seat to impact their influences on the sport more often. Yeah. So, you know, just know that. Salute to Steph Brown out there with that super chat. He says, peace and blessings, understanding. Thank you for the service. Thank you for the support, and thank you for tuning in to the show. But we're going to get ready to wrap it up. I appreciate everybody that support me here. Though we got so many people that tune in and watch the show, but they don't want to hit the like button and they don't want to write in the chat. Over 100 and something folks, only 32 likes. And the average view time is almost 25 minutes. So you got people out there just ear slutting, you know, Stormybman's content. But that's okay. That is okay. You know, it is what it is. Shout out to the mighty LDBC, and we'll catch you guys next Friday.
This is Sparta!